Hey everyone, welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something that could totally change your morning routine, and specifically your cup of coffee. We're diving into this article that we found on the Shift Fuel blog.
Oh, Shift Fuel.
Yeah,
I've heard of those guys. They're the ones that make coffee specifically for healthcare workers, right?
yeah, they kind of have this whole brand built around,
Yeah.
folks that work in hospitals and that need that, like extra boost in the morning or one.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Those are the people who really need their coffee.
Right,
Got
exactly.
it.
So they have this blog post, and it's all about this. They call it the 7-second coffee trick. And I saw that, and I thought, okay, what could you possibly do to coffee in 7 seconds that would make any difference?
I know, right? 7 seconds. That's barely enough time
Yeah.
for, even start the coffee maker.
I know. So I was intrigued, and I had to read it, and it turns out it's actually a really simple trick. All you do is add a pinch of salt
Salt.
to your coffee grounds before you brew.
Wait, you're adding salt to the coffee grounds?
Yeah, before you brew.
Okay, I am officially intrigued now.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't salt usually make things more bitter?
That's exactly what I thought. But there's actually some pretty cool science behind why this works.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So coffee naturally has these acidic compounds in it.
Right.
And those compounds contribute to that bitter flavor that you sometimes get, especially if you over extract the beans or if you're not using the highest quality beans.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But when you add salt,
Uh-huh.
it actually neutralizes some of that acidity.
Oh, wow. So it's not masking the bitterness.
Mhm.
It's actually changing the chemical composition of the coffee.
Exactly.
So it's scientifically less bitter.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like a little magic trick for your taste buds.
I like that. A magic trick for your taste buds.
Yeah. So I know we were talking about the quality of the beans, and Shift Fuel actually says that their beans are already less bitter.
Right. Because they specialize in that sourcing and the roasting.
Exactly. They're very careful about where they get their beans from and how they roast them. So they're saying that even without the salt,
Hmm.
their coffee is going to be pretty smooth and not too bitter.
So I guess adding salt is
Hmm.
taking it to the next level then.
Yeah. It's like their secret weapon.
Makes sense considering their target audience.
Right. They're targeting these healthcare professionals who are working crazy hours.
Yeah, long shifts.
Yeah.
Probably don't have a lot of time to mess around with fancy coffee brewing methods.
No, they need something quick and easy
And effective.
and effective. And that's where this 7-second trick comes in.
I mean, hey, if it only takes 7 seconds, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Exactly. Who doesn't have 7 seconds to spare, right?
Right.
But they do have a few other tips. In the blog post about brewing the perfect cup,
Oh, yeah. You're right.
they talk about using freshly ground beans, measuring everything out precisely,
Okay.
using the right water temperature.
Right, making sure the water's hot enough, but not too hot.
Exactly. But they even admit that the salt is the real game changer.
The secret sauce.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they really put a lot of emphasis on, not just rushing through your morning coffee routine,
Yeah.
but, actually taking a moment to enjoy it.
Absolutely. They talk about even if you only have a few minutes, just being present in that moment and savoring your cup of coffee.
It's almost like a form of mindfulness, in a way.
Right. It's like a mini meditation.
I like that. A mini meditation with your coffee.
Yeah. And in a world where everyone is constantly rushing and stressed out, I think it's so important to remember to slow down and appreciate the little things.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, but taking even just a few minutes to yourself can make a huge difference.
Yeah. And why not make that few minutes with a delicious cup of coffee?
Exactly. Now, that's what I call self-care.
Right. And speaking of delicious cups of coffee, I remember this one time I was at this coffee shop and they were known for their pour-over method.
Ooh, pour over.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
It was fancy. They had all this special equipment
Yeah.
and they were so precise with everything. It was like watching a performance.
I bet it took forever, though.
It did take a while,
Yeah.
but it was worth it. The coffee was incredible. And it made me realize how much of a difference those little details can make.
I think a lot of people underestimate the importance of things like grind size and water temperature.
Oh, totally. It's not just about the beans themselves.
Right. It's about the whole process.
Yeah. It's about the craft.
And that's something that Shift Fuel seems to really emphasize, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They go into a lot of detail in their blog post about the different variables that can affect the flavor of your coffee.
I guess it makes sense considering they're catering to, people who are probably pretty discerning when it comes to their coffee.
Right. Healthcare professionals, they need their caffeine fix.
They need it to be good.
Yeah, and they need it to be consistent. So, even after all that fancy equipment and technique at that coffee shop, I'm still willing to bet that a pinch of salt
Uh-huh.
would have elevated that cup even further.
You think so?
I do.
Mm.
I think it's like that secret ingredient that can unlock hidden flavors.
Like that little something extra.
Yeah, no matter how good the coffee already is.
Interesting. So you're saying that even if you're already starting with like high quality beans and you have your brewing method down,
Yeah,
a pinch of salt could still make a difference.
I think so. And that got me thinking, if it works for coffee,
Yeah.
could it work for other things too?
Now you're talking. Like what?
Like, what if we tried adding a pinch of salt to tea?
To tea.
Yeah. Or hot chocolate,
Okay.
or even lemonade.
Lemonade. I don't know about that one.
I know it sounds crazy, but what if...
I mean, hey, I'm open to trying anything once.
Right.
So what if this salt trick isn't just limited to coffee? What if it's like a universal flavor enhancer?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now that's a deep dive I would listen to.
The possibilities are endless.
We could try with everything.
Everything.
We could start a whole new food trend.
The salted everything craze.
All right, hold on. Maybe not everything.
Okay, maybe not everything.
But you know what? I think there's definitely something to this idea.
Yeah, it's all about experimentation.
Right. Trying new things.
And who knows? Maybe we'll discover the next big culinary breakthrough.
I'm in.
All right.
Let's do it.
So what do you say we get our listeners involved
Ooh, yeah.
in this flavor adventure?
I like that.
We can encourage them to try adding a pinch of salt to different things.
Beverages, foods, whatever they're curious about.
Yeah. And then they can report back their findings.
We can create a hashtag.
Oh, yeah, like hashtag salt hack or something.
Perfect.
And then everyone can share their experiences.
Imagine all the unexpected flavor pairings we could uncover.
I know, right? This is what I love about these deep dives. We start with one simple idea.
Like a 7-second coffee trick.
Exactly. And we end up on this amazing journey of culinary exploration.
It just goes to show that even the smallest things can spark the biggest ideas.
And that there's always something new to learn and discover.
Even in something as familiar as a cup of coffee.
Or a pinch of salt.
Well said.
So on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of salt and flavor. But before we go,
Yes.
we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Have you tried the 7-second coffee trick? Did it live up to the hype?
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Or maybe you've already been experimenting with salt
Right.
in other areas of your kitchen.
Maybe you're a salt pioneer.
A salt pioneer.
Right.
I love that. So yeah, don't be shy. Share your successes.
Your failures.
Yeah, even your failures.
Your unexpected discoveries.
Yeah, we want to hear it all.
We're all ears.
We're eager to learn from your culinary adventures.
That's all right.
And hey, if you come up with any mind-blowing salt hacks, be sure to tag us on social media.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
Use the hashtag #salthack.
Oh, no.
Who knows?
Maybe your creation will be the next big thing.
Yeah, you could be the next culinary superstar.
The next salt influencer.
All right, so until then, keep exploring.
Keep experimenting.
And most importantly, keep those taste buds tingling.
That's what it's all about.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the surprising world of salt and flavor.
It's been a salty one.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.
Until then, stay salty.
So until then,
Yeah.
keep exploring.
Keep experimenting.
And most importantly, keep those taste buds tingling.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
On this deep dive into the surprising world of salt and flavor.
We'll see you next time
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
for another fascinating exploration.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.